So yeah, I look like a mess. I don't care. I'm in the bed, as you can see. Um, but and tell you the truth, I never really cared about my looks because to me, a person is better than their looks. Okay, so but anyway, so today I was making a vlog. I was gonna vlog for y'all today because today was supposed to be. Ooh, get out my face. Today was supposed to be a food shopping day. Well, um, I started the video. I started the vlog off. I was talking about how I scheduled my doctor's appointment for July. Um, I was I still might put up the beginning of that vlog. Um, I just I'm not gonna include the little part where I was um going shopping because I I got today. I went to go to the store. I had checked my card at 12 o'clock because I have an online account. Most states have those where you can check your card online, so you don't have to keep digging in your wallet to go get your card, or you know keep putting your social or whatever to hear your balance. So I checked my online account at 12 this morning. It was on there, so I was like, okay. So I went to bed, and I woke up, nothing was on there. When I got to the register, nothing was on there. So I called the customer service line, and I'm calling the car to see what's happening, to see maybe if the food stamp system is down, and that's the reason why my card is not working. And so I called the customer service, and the customer service doesn't tell me anything except they don't deal with eligibility, and I need to call the eligibility line and find out what's going on with my card. I did that. Then I called. Let me go back. Let me rewind everything. So yesterday, I went down to the Medicaid office because, like I said in a previous live, they messed up my Medicaid. Okay, they put my kids, Gabriel, Eden, and Jonah, on Medicaid for foster care. My kids was never in Medicaid. If you've been following me, I mean in foster care. If you've been following me, you know. Soon as they arrested us, we got released the next morning. When we were in the holding cell for 24 hours, um, they were with my father-in-law. So they were never in foster care. Then we get to the courthouse, and the courthouse says that, you know, basically they are to return home from my father in law's house. Still not in foster care. They lied, of course, and said that the reason why they placed them in foster care is because they couldn't find my father in law, who was calling them the whole time and on the phone with my eldest daughter the whole time, and spoke to their director, Mr. James Washington, and told them that he had been trying to contact them for the whole ride to the DSS office, which is about 30 minutes. And he was only 15 minutes away. Now, when they had arrested us, I told them that they could have sat at my neighbor's house until my father in law arrived. They told me no, that DSS was on the way. By they I mean Miss Alicia Richardson, told me no. DSS already is placing them in foster care. I'm pretty sure that's not the way that works. But she proceeded to put my children in her car, my three children, and drive them to the DSS office herself. They get to the DSS office. The DSS supervisor calls my father in law. My father in law then tells them I was on the way. Why nobody waited for me. So then they said, well, don't worry. You could go back home. We're going to drive them to your house because I don't understand why they're there. So, in point being, my kids were never in foster care. They didn't even get a chance to drive them to the DSS office. So, anyway, with that being said, the next day, I go to check my Medicaid to make sure that, these weird cards I got in the mail have nothing to do with my children, and I need to go ahead and change it because they were on welfare and I got some weird stuff called first choice. So I called the Medicaid office, and the Medicaid office says, well, ma'am, we don't see no children on your case. What? That's what I said. I was like, what? What are you talking about? We don't see no children on your case. So they asked for their social, they asked for their date of birth, they asked for their address, and guess what? Lo and behold, their address was my address. So she rushed and botched that up so quick that she put the foster care parent's address as my home address. So I'm telling Medicaid lady, yes, that's my address. And she says, what? Huh? She says, so I'm going to call the foster care Medicaid line and I'm going to get you over to the foster care Medicaid and I'm going to also explain the situation. So she explained the situation. Then the lady comes on the line. She said, I don't care. Is what she, just like that, all nasty and rude. I don't care, Miss Jackson, that, whoever messed this up, I need some proof. The proof is that the damn address is my home address. No, I need some actual proof. So I call the supervisor at the DSS and I tell her, why is my kids in foster care Medicaid? Oh, they shouldn't have been. They shouldn't have been in foster care. I said, well, you're telling me, and I just spoke to Medicaid. Well, they should have been updated on Tuesday. I said, well, obviously y'all didn't do nothing. I'll make a phone call. I'll make a phone call. Never made the phone call. So now, yesterday, because I done took my daughter to the dentist and everything. Yesterday, I went down to the Medicaid office and I had to turn in some paperwork that they wouldn't turn in. And that was the paperwork to show that everything was unfounded. My children were court ordered to go back home from my father-in-law's house. And my kids were released back to me by the judge the next day. The day I was released. So, I'm like, okay, you have all that paperwork. Everything's good now. I go to do my food shopping. And lo and behold, now my fucking food stamps is messed up. I call the food stamp office. They tell me, we don't have no recertification for you. What? I said, well, I have a fax confirmation showing that I did a recertification. Do you need me to bring it? Nope, that's not going to help. So today I had to call it for a hearing. On top of that, I had to run back to my house and do stuff for my job because I start work Monday. On top of that, I had to run and go do a drug screen, and I got it all done. It's just sad because I told the lady when I spoke to her at the food stamp office, I said, I don't even live in your county anymore. I put in my change of address today. I haven't even gotten a chance to put in my change of address. And she said, well, what you need to do, Miss Jackson, is you need to recertify. No, what I need to do is call a fair hearing. And that's what I did. Because you are required by DHS guidelines, since they like to say something about guidelines all the time, by their guidelines to send me a notice and say, hey, we're going to cut off your food stamps for not turning in such and such, such and such. Or we're going to cut off your food stamps if you don't turn in such and such, such and such. By such and such, I mean your recertification. And the fair hearing lady looked at my case and said she's seen no notices sent out since the last recertification where I got approved. And that was in March. So she said she put it in the system. She sent it to her supervisor as well as the DSS supervisor as well as the caseworker. So now, hopefully by next week, I can get an answer. Because that's ridiculous. I not only had to drive all the way from where I live to the old DSS office to turn in some Medicaid papers that I shouldn't have had to turn in because I didn't fuck up anything. Y'all fucked it up. But I also have to deal with the fact that y'all done tampered with my food stamps as well now. And how I know they were tampered with is because, number one, there's nothing in the system. What I mean by nothing is the lady said there was no notices since March. On top of that, I was talking to the Medicaid lady, and she was like, well, is your food stamps okay? I said, my food stamps are fine. The food stamp lady looked at me and gave me like the side eye look. And looking back on that, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Now I see who did it. And she was like, what you need to do, Miss Jackson, is recertify. Recertify for what? There's nothing that changed. Because you can't even report income unless you've been working at least 10 days. And I haven't even started. So, recertify for what? But like I said, I put in my change of address. That much I did do. Because I still have 10 days to report that. It's only been 2. Maybe 3. At the most. So, anyway, so I put that fair hearing in, so that kind of hindered the vlog. So if y'all wonder why y'all didn't get a vlog from me, that is why. I might not put the video up because, like I said, as far as the update, I got the test results back. As far as I know, they were 254. If you know, you know. It was 254. And I'm 4 weeks pregnant. So, in the range, or whatever they call it, that would put me at 5 weeks. And I'm only 4 weeks. So, yeah. So I went ahead and I made that appointment. I also made an appointment for a pregnancy test from the health department, because they gotta give me a confirmation letter, because I spoke to my doctor's office and they, if you see my last video about how the doctor, well, the nurse there, the same nurse picked up the phone and was like, "Oh, you can't get a pregnancy confirmation until you're seen by a doctor so they can confirm the pregnancy." And I'm like, nobody does that ever. When you go to the Department of Health, you pee on the stick just like you would in the clinic. You pee on the stick and they give you a piece of paper to say, "Hey, you're pregnant by a urine test and here's your due date." Now, when you do it through blood, the doctor gives you a paper. It says, "Hey, you're pregnant due to HGC levels," or whatever they put on the paper. "Here's your due date." They don't wait until you're 8 weeks and 6 days to decide to give you a paper to say you're pregnant. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I called the health department. I made me an appointment for Monday, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because I have work. And unfortunately, I can't miss any amount of time of training. So if I tell them, "Hey, I have a doctor's appointment," um, even though it's remote, which I should be able to, accommodate them, because really all I'm doing is probably sitting in the office for like 10 minutes and then leaving. They won't allow me to do it. So I have to reschedule it, and I always schedule it. I'm not too worried about it. What else? What else I was gonna say? And it's gonna be before July. Because I get out of training. They said once I get out of training, then, pretty much I can already accommodate my schedule because um, I don't start work until like in the afternoon, so I can do what I gotta do in the morning. But yeah, so that is the update on everything, guys. As far as the pregnancy test and the doctors and where I've been. Yeah, I was gonna have a vlog for you guys. Probably a couple shop with us and spend the day with us and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll update you guys from here. Um, and I'll let you know. It'll probably be another live. As y'all can see, I am tired. I am exhausted. It's been a long day. I mean, running back and forth to the house, because we had plans to go food shopping, and so we had to run back and forth because I had to go to my Zoom meeting. I wasn't planning to be out all day. I left at 9 this morning. I found out at 10 this morning that my car wasn't working. So I was going to run home, finish my Zoom meeting, and then go back out and go shopping. But we sat there calling people, trying to figure out what's going on until about 11:30. So I had to run home, literally, and jump on the Zoom meeting. So it's been a very, 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 very long day. Then I had to run. And find out if I can find a person or place, I should say, that takes the drug screen that I took for my job, um, that was near me. And if you guys are familiar with what's called Quest Diagnostics, so apparently Doctors Care, I think it's called, is in partnership with them. So if you ever find yourself in my situation and need to go to the urgent care, check your local urgent care and see if they work with whoever it may be. I know the other one is like LabCorp, I think, but check with your urgent care center and see if they work with that company. Because luckily mine did, and I was so happy. The lady scared me a little bit because she was like, "I can't find you in the system for Quest," and I'm like, "Oh no." She's like, "Oh, okay, I figured it out." So, yep. Because if I didn't get that test done, I wouldn't be starting work until the 27th. So it, like I said, it's been a long day. My next start date would be 2 weeks from now, and she needed it done by Sunday. So God works in mysterious ways. I got it done. But I'm finna go to bed, y'all. I'm tired. My eyes are bloodshot. I got me some Chinese food because by the time we got done, it was like 5:30. Because when I went into the urgent care center, they had two DOTs. Because we spent most of the time after. Okay, well, there was a situation with my onboarding, which that's the Zoom meeting I'm talking about. There was a situation with that. So we sat in there for 2 hours. Then I spent about an hour calling the food stamp office and talking about their hearings. So that was about 3, maybe 3:30. Then I rushed to the urgent care to take the drug screen. And they had two DOTs. And what a DOT is basically a extensive physical for a job. And those can last up to at least an hour in length. The I think the shortest is like 30 minutes. I'm not sure. I've never taken one, but I think so. Um, but either way, they were about that length, 30 or 40 minutes. And so I didn't get out of there until about 5:30. That's when I decided to go and get something to eat. And I didn't come home until about 7:30. So after taking a shower, I'm tired now because I just lay down not too long ago. So I am tired. I had a full day. And the reason why my Zoom meeting took 2 hours is because for some reason they couldn't get the onboarding system to work. So I couldn't get into my payroll system for whatever reason. So, yep, that'll do it, guys. I'm huffing and puffing because I'm tired. And I want to make sure I tell y'all everything that's going on. Because guess what? Your girl probably ain't going to do a vlog um, until next week. So, I'll see y'all in about 3 days. Bye.